Determine the 6 trig ratios for angle C in the right triangle to the left. So to help us remember the definitions of the first trig ratios, we use SO, CA, and TOA. So first of all, SO tells us that the sine of an angle, in this case sine C, is equal to the opposite divided by the hypotenuse, and in this case the opposite side of C would be 8 and the hypotenuse would be the longest side of the triangle, so that would be 9. For CA, this defines cosine of an angle, so that would be, it tells us that it's adjacent over hypotenuse. So cosine of C equals adjacent over hypotenuse. So to find adjacent, it would be the second side besides the hypotenuse, which makes up the angle. So in this case, it would be square root of 17, and then the hypotenuse we already know is 9. So TOA, this defines the tangent of angle, and it tells us that is opposite over adjacent. And we already know that opposite is 8 and adjacent is square root of 17. Now for the other 3 trig ratios, you can see it as a reciprocal for these 3. So the reciprocal for sine would be cosecant. So the reciprocal of opposite over hypotenuse would be hypotenuse over opposite. And in this case, that would be 9 over 8. The reciprocal for cosine would be secant, and the reciprocal for adjacent over hypotenuse would be hypotenuse over adjacent. So 9 over square root of 17. And finally, we got the reciprocal of tangent, which would be cotangent. So that would be adjacent over opposite, which is square root of 17 over 8.